Oh God, I love that music. You know why I love the music? Because it means you're going to hear something good. And actually today, I think it's going to be something great. I am
Oh,
super excited to welcome this genius across the screen from me. We were fortunate to meet a bunch of years ago when he founded, well, not when he founded, but when I found him as the proprietor for Art of Shaving. We had a great time together. We did great work. We've remained friends, and now he's coming back in the market. He's going to blow your mind. Eric Malka, please tell us something good.
how about extreme customer focus, man?
I love it. Isn't that what it's supposed to be about? I mean, knowing
Yeah, that's on common sense, right? It's
it
like
sounds like it, you
it
think.
should be common, but it's so uncommon, right? It's everybody's thinking about their nut. They're not realizing that it's all about 100% about the customer focus. That's what every brand, every company out there should be all about 100% of the time. And you know
And when,
this.
oh yeah, but when I met
You're
you,
living that.
I was so enamored with you and the business you had created, your wife. So for my audience, can you tell them what you did? Because I think it's a huge achievement. And now let's roll right into what you took all of that knowledge and how you're offering something that is not on the market that everybody's going to want, and everybody's going to get a deal, and everybody all that good shit. So,
Well, as you know, and I told you this when I started working on my new project 2 years ago, um, reality is we started working on that project 25 years ago, really, when our journey into natural health became prevalent in our lives. My wife and I had a common interest in natural health, in natural ingredients, and we don't separate work from life. So when we created the art of shaving, obviously it was all about botanical ingredients, essential oils, removing ingredients that were unhealthy. Yeah, you're the poster child for both my companies. I told you that before, especially for the art of shaving. But back in '96, it wasn't common to be 100% natural, especially in the men's shaving category of all things. So we really tiptoed around it, and now we've created a brand that really exposes our 25 years of expertise, both in business, in personal care, and in the natural world. So we created a brand called Ingredients, and we called it Ingredients because we are obsessed with ingredients.
love it.
As you know, we're obsessed with everything that goes into our products and into our bodies. So it made sense for us to call it Ingredients. And we were so frustrated with the lack of transparency and the number of chemicals that products contain that we said, you know what, we're going to just put our exact formula on the front of the bottle and call it a day. 100% radical transparency for consumers, because the consumers have a right to know what they're buying, what they're putting in their skin. And we think that putting stuff on our skin is safer than ingesting it, which is not true. The
I mean,
digestive
just
system, yeah.
look how simple this stuff is. It feels good. It sounds great. I want to point back to your ability to create an experience. For men, shaving was a chore, right? You made it okay to like enjoy the time you're shaving. And for a guy like me who spends time shaving, so
Yeah.
your insight back then, which for me, that came first. Then, oh my God, the products feel
Yeah.
good, smell good. My skin was getting better. So you understood that. Now fast forward into the entire consumer goods category, which is all bullshit. They fake it. They don't show you. Everything has alcohol and mostly water or whatever. So why don't you tell people, like, sort of go behind the curtain and say, here's, because I know you're the guy that's willing to blow the whistle and say this is bullshit.
Yeah, when we sold the art of shaving to P&G, we bought our freedom to do and say whatever we want. we no longer fear investors and strategic partners and retailers. And frankly, for the last 25 years being in the personal care industry, we discovered so many practices that are not in the best interest of the consumer. Some go as far as being toxic to the consumer. The petrochemicals that you find in all personal care products are just toxic. They're toxic for the earth, they're toxic for consumers. So this brand is about using only 100% pure plant-based ingredients. That's the number one thing. The second thing is we are 100% transparent. We're not telling you, oh, we don't put parabens, we don't put that ingredient. Dude, in Asia, there's 2,000 ingredients that are banned from personal care products. In America, only 11.
What? Wait. Can you repeat that?
11 ingredients. And it begs the question to think like, okay, if you only ban 11, those 11 must be like,
that'd be really bad.
Death on contact, Like, I mean, imagine out of 2,000, you pick 11. Those are the worst. I mean, please.
And the average consumer would have no idea.
No idea, because the ingredients are hidden inside the ingredient list, inside the back of the bottle, inside tiny fonts that you can't read with binoculars. So we put our, my wife and I said to each other, dude, there's too many ingredients that don't go into our products that we consider toxic. Let's just tell them what we put in there. My joke about Coca-Cola is that this secret formula is so secret because if anyone knew what was in it,
they would never drink
it. So that's not because they want to protect their secrets. That's the real secret, man. The toxic chemicals are everywhere.
So here's the interesting.
We know water. 80% of products personal care products are diluted in water, man. That's the first ingredient. Everything in your bathroom, water, which is a safe ingredient. It's a natural ingredient, but it has no value.
So I just want to point to one product which is top of mind for everybody. It says purifying hand spray, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 7 ingredients in it, right?
Yeah.
Which are clearly, and then basically the packaging is so simple. It's white, it's clear, it's clean. There's nothing hidden, and then here's directions on how to use something that is top of mind for everybody. That's not toxic. It's unbelievable how many people using hand sprays and gels and shit that are terrible.
The most important thing about it not being toxic is that the efficacy. Consumers want products that work. And most products out there are not working. Why? Because first of all, you have 80% water, and then you have 30 ingredients in minute doses. Imagine you have a headache and you take 2 milligrams of Tylenol. Still have your headache. You need 1,000 milligrams. That's what our brand is about. We put less ingredients in higher concentration to deliver maximum efficacy. And that's really the secret.
So obviously this is a commitment far beyond the business side of things, because like you said, you didn't have to do this. So this is a burning passion. So tell us more about how you're delivering the product. How do people buy it? What is some of the early responses? Are you getting the responses you want? All that kind of stuff. I love it.
I'm very insecure about what I do in business, believe it or not. I'm very doubtful. And when you work on a project like this for so long, at the end, you can't see the forest for the trees, man. You don't know if you're doing something right or not. You're just following your gut and trusting the process. So the first 3 weeks of going live with this brand has been overwhelming to me. People are giddy. They're like excited, like I've never seen. I've launched many brands, as you know. I've never seen reaction like this from retailers. Anyone who looks at it, touches it, it's like, okay, this is exactly what we've been asking for, and nobody's been able to deliver it. And the reason why nobody can deliver it is because the huge corporations like Estee Lauder or L'Oreal, they're locked into the way they do business and the way they make products. And the little entrepreneurs that want to do something really clean, they don't have the expertise or the resources to do what we did. Even the labs we work with, which are reputable labs, have never made products like this with, we take the water out, we take the toxicity out, we deconstructed skincare so that we avoid putting binders and fillers that are toxic. We don't put petrochemicals, and we try to respect the earth. You know, it's very important. A lot of environmental conscious consumers don't realize that what is inside the bottle is worse for the environment than the actual plastic on the outside. Those
Wow.
petrochemicals, to manufacture these chemicals and these petrochemicals, is so damaging to the earth. And we don't even talk about it. We don't talk about what's inside. It's like we judged everyone on earth based on their appearance and the way they dressed. And we couldn't care less about who they are as people, their values, and their achievements. That's irrelevant. It's the same thing in personal care. What's inside the bottle is irrelevant. All we care about is the claim and the hero ingredients. It's like, to us, what's inside matters most. That's why we call it ingredients. We want to get consumers to refocus how their purchasing habits are, focusing on what they're actually ingesting and applying on their skin, not what the company's telling them with their beautiful labels.
So I love that you just made that segue. So you're going to distribute this at retail. You have a website that people can go to where
You'll
they
find
can
it everywhere.
everywhere. So
everywhere, man.
And I'm
This
going to
is
be able
Apple. This is Apple of consumer goods, man. We're taking over your bathrooms and your kitchens and your
So I'm glad you
cupboards.
said that. So when, for all the entrepreneurs that are out there who say, you know what, kudos to you, man. You're doing an unbelievable job. You're doing something that you love, that you're passionate about, that's good. Well, the big guys aren't just going to sit there and watch you do that. I mean, you are fighting Goliath, people who have vested millions and billions of dollars in advertising and marketing and, distribution and all like that. And when you put it sitting right next to it, who would buy that knowing you could buy this? What's the reaction, man? You're throwing the stone at the big boys.
I'm ignoring
so you.
I'm ignoring the big boys, and I'm making them irrelevant by exposing everything they do wrong with the products we make. The bottom line is, I believe that change comes from empowering consumers, not from competing with big boys, not from talking to the FDA. The consumer is king, bro.
That could
And
be
my
the best
goal,
line. That could be the best line of all of the shows I do. That could be the best line. Empowering the consumer. It's incredible.
Everything I do is about empowering the consumer with knowledge. I'm not selling products. I'm selling a lifestyle. I'm selling information. I'm selling ideology. And my goal is not to make money, which you have to in order to achieve my real purpose, which is to empower everyone to reduce toxicity in their daily lives. We're getting sick. We're getting sick, bro. We're getting sick. We're getting bombarded. You're a healthy dude. Our body is a machine that can handle some stressors. It's a perfect machine. You drink you drink a glass of scotch at night. Your liver detoxifies it. It's fine. Try to drink half a bottle a night. It's overload. Your body's like, the hell with it. Just, the dam just opens and the floodgates, and then you get sick and you don't know why. And women are even more at risk than men, because guys, we do like 3 things. That's our grooming thing. Women do like 100 things. So they're exposed to so much more chemicals. Oh, on average, 300 per day.
Unbelievable.
They're killing themselves to look good for us, basically.
So you brought me to another question. So is this line male, female, unisex, kids?
Human 6 years and older. Humans. Okay. Listen, it's like you tell me that spinach is good for dudes over 40 and not good for children under 12. Nature benefits all. Nature benefits all. Women, men, children, and whatever you call yourself, if you're not in that camp, in one of those camps, we're good for you too, bro. We're open to everyone. Humans, bro. As long as you're human, 6 years and older, you will benefit from plant-based ingredients and their phytonutrients and vitamins.
So you sent me a wonderful care package for the average Joe or the lady at home. How do you decide what to use? I mean, obviously, like,
all right, here's the
oil
deal.
complex. Like, what is?
Here's the deal. We're not a niche brand.
Okay.
Okay, our company is not focused on just uh, eyes. You know, we are called daily essentials, and people ask me, why do you do daily essentials? And it's very simple. The things that will impact your life and your health positively or negatively are the things you do every day, right? If you work out once a month, you're not getting
by,
there.
by the way, that sounds like my sales training. You can't make one prospect call a month and think it's going to work.
Yeah,
So it's
it
exactly the
applies
same.
for it exactly the same. So if you're doing something once a month, it's no big deal. If you're doing something every day, it will impact you positively or negatively. So if we want to reduce toxicity in people's lives, we're starting with things they use every day.
Wow, it smells
So
awesome. Wow.
there's no hero product in this brand. Every product is a hero because you need every one of them every day. We don't do 4 shampoos. We do 1 shampoo for humans.
Wow, it's amazing. You make it sound so simple, yet we're
We
not
want
we're not oriented to that. We're oriented to specialty, specialty,
Hold
specialty.
on, hold on.
You
You're
know.
conditioned, not oriented. Conditioned.
How about that? Wow.
Conditioned. You're
Wow.
very conditioned to think that way because that's
Right.
how the industry wants you to think. They want you to think that it's complicated, so you buy more products. They want you to buy a product for yourself and one for your lady because the only difference between those 2 products is the color of the bottle and the fragrance.
Wow.
There's nothing else.
This is
We want to
so
simplify. We want to
this
simplify people's lives. You know, we live in a complicated world and we want to simplify things. We want to do the hard work so you don't have to. You don't have to become an expert in health and wellness and personal care. We're doing that work for you. We spent 25 years. You spent 25 years becoming an expert in your field. You know, people don't have to wait 25 years to learn. You're teaching them.
that's
That's
exactly
what
what a
I'm
great analogy.
We do
So
the hard work so you don't have to, bro. And we are extremely consumer focused. That means that every decision we make in our company is based on the consumer's well-being.
so I so you talk about being conditioned. So when I hear the story that you're telling me, I'm conditioned to think that it's going to cost me a lot of money. Okay,
Yeah.
is okay, this
My
is sound
competitors sell products for twice as much for half the quality.
it's unbelievable.
And let me tell you, my margins are pretty high. Pretty like your shirt. Pretty high. Okay. And I still can be, listen, it's not going to be sold at Walmart. It's not cheap, but it's an opening price point for the premium marketplace. My goal is not to be less expensive or more expensive. I don't play with pricing. What I do is I say I want to deliver the highest quality product at the best price I can afford to sell it at. I
So
want to make money. Yeah.
this is just a fabulous conversation that all entrepreneurs, all consumers, everybody should listen to. So we just went through this crazy 7-month period. We were supposed to come down and have dinner with you, and we
Yeah.
said, hey, maybe we should wait. And then
Yeah, I look like I'm infected all the time. I look like I've had the virus for 2 years.
So I think you look great. I think this
No, I'm
suits you
joking.
really, really well. I know. So what advice would you give other entrepreneurs? Because you were committed to this, for so long. I remember you talking about it. I remember we've had strategy sessions and dialogue about what if and whatever. So,
Look,
the
it's
the
about, yeah, tell me, finish your
no.
question.
So the COVID thing derailed a lot of people because they said, well, I can't. You didn't. You did all of this. You brought this to market during probably the most difficult time. Things were shut down, access to stuff. But so I want you to share from the business side. How did you stay focused? How did you make it work when everybody was like, oh
Oh,
shit,
yeah, I mean, COVID is perfect for what we're doing, right? It's all about wellness. We have an immune boosting throat spray, and we did that. We've been doing that for 25 years. We didn't pivot with COVID to do this. I have a rule in business, which is that I ignore external factors because I can't control them. I ignore them. But your question is, how do I focus during COVID? It was very simple. I had a great lifestyle before COVID. My wife kind of forced me to do this. I told you that story. She's like, I'm like, dude, I'm having a great time. I don't want to go back to work.
We just sold our company, right?
Yeah, I'm living the dream. Why you want me to go back to the grind? So she forced me, and then I was so happy. And then when COVID hit, we were already working out of our house because that's where we work from. And I couldn't do anything. I couldn't go anywhere. So for 6 months, we just banged it out. We just focused 100% of our attention on this. It was like being grounded by your parents. Like, you're gonna do your homework for 6 months. You're staying in your room. So we just put everything, and we didn't feel the burden of being locked in our house for 6 months because we were so focused on bring this to market. And now it's almost, this better than anyone. Timing is everything. And you can't control that. But when timing's on your side, you can call it lady luck, you can call it God, you can call it whatever you want. But timing is everything in business. That's the turbocharger. That's the difference between going to 1 and 2 or going to 10, 12,
You brought up that you don't pay attention to external factors. I just posted something in social media that my whole career, there's just noise. If you plug into the noise, you're going to be confused and be in different directions. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. The ones who pay attention to the noise are confused all the time.
But even though I know that and I live by that, reading that post of yours reminded me of that at the right moment when I was needing to hear that again, because it's repetition. It's hearing the right stuff at the right time. And I'm telling you, your posts are my favorites because they're always like, they always say this thing I want to hear at that moment. Even though I know this and I preach this to other, it's like people told me, everybody needs a coach, man. Even Federer needs a coach. So why wouldn't, you're never that good. You need a coach because we are our worst freaking enemies, man. We can give advice all day long, but when it comes to us, we're like lost in space.
I'm actually really glad that you brought up Federer because that was one of the great things we did together.
Yeah, it's true. We did the Federer thing.
Right, where we did that work with Federer with the shaving. And
what a nice guy. That was a great memory.
Yeah, you know what? And to this day, of all the promotions I've done, that was so out of the box because people were coming to that tennis tournament and signing up to get a real live shave, which
that's because our daddy was P&G picking up the bill, bro. That doesn't happen all the time. Listen, we were living large, bro. A year before that, we would have had like the worst guy on the tour.
Listen, when you said
we had
timing,
better on the contract, man.
You said timing was everything. For my firm, bringing you that opportunity, timing was everything. It was like, yes, let's open up the pocketbooks and let's go. There's nothing wrong with that. So I love what
nice
you've done
guy.
here.
What a nice guy. No ego, man. Best player in the history of the world. The nicest guy I've ever met. So down to earth. I mean, to me, that was the lesson that day, to see that.
Do you remember how many tennis balls he signed?
And then he was supposed to leave, and he said, "No, there's still a lot of people. Let me stay another half an hour." I mean, who does that at that level?
But here's what I'll tell you, and this is why I love when I talk to you. You attract that kind of people. You have the power, and I mean you specifically, Eric Malka. But the type of people that you attract in life is a reflection of you. Like if you want to take responsibility, like he enjoyed working with you. You weren't the typical guy who was up his ass saying, there's people here, you got to stay. You were cool with however he operated, which allowed him the opportunity to be him and be himself. And so your style, I love working with you. You know that. I mean, I'm sitting here thinking, I can't wait to come back to your house because those afternoons sitting on the bay just with a bottle of shit.
Of course you do. It's fun, man.
So I want to come
champagne in Miami Beach. Yeah, of course you want to do that. So but Federer was thanking me over and over. I was like, dude, don't I'm thanking you, man. That's how humble the guy is. Like thanking me 15 times. But listen, you can't. You said something very important, I think, which is one of the secrets of my success has been that people want to be associated with me. They want to be in my presence and they want to help me, because you don't make it alone. You can only be successful if people want you to be successful around you, and you attract the right people.
And you know what? You deserve it. I'm thrilled with what you're doing. I'm grateful for the package, this package that I received. Michelle and I are both going to be using the products. And for everybody watching this, we're going to put out something straight away with a code that from now until the end of October, is that correct? They can go ahead and get a discount on the product.
Yeah, man.
Which would be awesome. So
we're not going to do that after the introductory period. And everything I said is blah, blah until you try the product. Once you try the product, what I said is for real, or it's just blah, blah, blah. Right?
Well, I just put on the body oil. Like my skin dries out.
The body
a
oil
lot
is
of
the
work.
best.
It smells unreal.
Have your lady smell you when you have that body oil on, and look at her reaction and tell me about it. I mean, it's pretty crazy, man, how they react.
I feel good, man. I feel alive, man. Well, this has been an absolute blast. You can
Thanks,
count
man.
on me. Anything you want or need, I'm committed to your success. I think you dropped unbelievable nuggets today for anybody in business, but your passion and your sincerity and your integrity live way outside of, you. And I'm so thrilled that you're in my life. And I don't know that there's anything better than that. I think that's what it's all about.
You know what's really awesome? I mean, likewise, buddy. I mean, I'm your biggest fan, but how I've seen you expand since the first day I met you is just extraordinary, bro. I mean, you're just, very inspiring. I mean, people try to grow and this and that, and some people grow, but the leaps and pounds that I've seen you take in, 12 or 15 years is remarkable, man.
Thank you.
And you're really impacting a lot of people, man. You're really impacting a lot of people.
The takeaway I get from that, first of all, coming from you, I'm overwhelmed, but the takeaway is I turn the focus on what I could do for the consumer. Anybody who's in sales and marketing, I truly believe that I can cut through all the garbage and give them a roadmap to success. That was a paradigm shift for me. I was always trying to sell something. The minute I stopped selling and turned it to, hey, I know this shit.
You realize, I think the shift was that you stopped selling something and you started becoming the brand, the product. Yeah. You are the product and the brand, and you are very on brand. You're very consistent with your brand, man, which is the key to branding, is consistency. So kudos to you on the branding side. You're a great product, buddy.
It's been awesome. I can't wait for my audience to try this. I will get you in touch with John Sally, who is all plant-based in his life. And, so good things heading. All I want is an invite. I do want to come down and spend time with you guys.
Oh, anytime. It's an open invite. You know what I've done since I launched the company? I send boxes unannounced to people my friends know. And it's the coolest thing. They're like, what is this? Who sent me this? And this is amazing. And this is that. The element, it's all about show business, right? This better than anyone.
It's unbelievable. So this past week on The Huddle, I talked about customer experience, and I used the word surprise and delight. That's
surprise
what
and delight. I did that to 50 buyers around the country. And now, because of COVID, we sent it to their house, and they don't know who we are. They've never seen this. They get a box. It says ingredients on the top of it. They open it. They're like, what the hell is going on? Who sent me this? So the element of surprise and delight is spot on. So what I would say about your friend that you want to hook me up with is, don't introduce me. Give me his address. I'm going to send him a care package, and he's going to ask, who the hell did that? And then you follow it up in a few days after he gets it.
You know what? You're really smart. I love it. I always have a great time with you, and I can't wait to, come down there. So thank you for spending the time with us. Thank you for my products. I'm going to post this one today. So we're all over this, guys. Get your ingredients, man. You're the best.
Take care, bro.